Okay, this is part 2, just a continuance of my first video concerning Christianity, religion, and spirit science, and so on and so forth. Okay, so people who hear something that sound a little bit different from what most people believe, and then go, dude, this is bullshit. I've had this said even on posts about meditation. With studies from the American Heart Association, WebMD, let alone studies from peer-reviewed journals on telepathy, parapsychology, and consciousness anomalies. Why is it bullshit? Simple. Because it challenges the walls we have built up around our tiny little minds. Christians. Because it deviates from what you, the Christians, assume to be a universe that is infinite and unknown. Because it deviates from what the mainstream scientific paradigm contends to be true, given its limited capabilities. If you are against dogma, then you should never dogmatically reject something on the basis that it sounds different. This is for both scientists and religion people. If the evidence is not adequate or sufficient, then at the very least, explain why this is so, or instead of just saying, this is utter bollocks, mate. If there is a reason it is bollocks, mate, then please state the reason, because there has yet to be any good ones yet. That being said, I will never claim objective proof to anything mentioned in anything particular, just so people know. So for the people who say, well, that hasn't been proven, my response is, correct, but we can't, prove a lot of things, and that's okay. But there is evidence to suggest it could exist, or demonstrates its existence, and it's okay to believe that, which has evidence. There is no reason to come on and throw around negative energy without putting it, an ounce of thought into your responses. Because basically what happens is that all these Christian extremists and scientist people get all on their high horse and belligerently aloof bellicose does me without actually putting any thought, any reason, any real ration into it. So all it really is belligerent bullshit. It's just, fuck you, stupid bullshit, blah, 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 blah. Typical bigotry. Anyways, unless you stop being an internet troll, get out from under your bridge of dogmatic and thoughtless rejection, and are willing to formulate a reasonable rebuttal to any post or challenge or video or any of the information, then there is no need to try to argue something you cannot further go on about, other than repeating the same thing without being able to answer it if questioned. All you're doing is putting your head in the sand with your ass up, just wanting to be ass fucked. Because you can't stand or even want to believe that your Christian way or science way, but mainly Christian way, is all just a load of crap. Because all you do continuously is spew out empty comments. If you're passionate enough to use words like bullshit or fuck in any comments or anything, then you should be passionate enough to think about why this comes across as bullshit to you. There is no place for thoughtless reactivity in any field of investigation, let alone one which is trying to help expand the minds of people in a world of suppression. You're loved either way, regardless of your belief, and any belief that separates our natural unity is just silly. We obviously can't deny that creation exists. For experience of effect of our of such magic daily consciousness is a pretty good example of divine power experience. However, where most people and scientists and religion people especially get it twisted is where they try to define a creator as a separate than ourselves. Hence the dual nature of our description of nature and reality. The Descartesian split subjective objective perspective of reality. And then when the ignorant ideal is incorporated into our paradigm, it destroys our ability to perceive and experience ultimate truth and unity with creation. How about instead of trying to define an entity as being separate from us, try realizing that we are all aspects of creation, and that we are whole of all consciousness, beings, which encompass the whole of creation, and is in fact the high five mind sense, the driving motive of power greater than ourselves. The answer to the biggest question of lost souls is always unity. Not me, the created, and him, the so-called God, but the creation and the particle of the ultimate divine energy, which outside of the totally is spirits, is nothing. Not because there is a void, but because we are as internal and infinite. Basically saying, if you didn't understand that, there is no God, there is no creator. What there was consciousness. Consciousness made us by Fibonacci and Phi sequence, expanded, 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 seed of life, flower of life, so on and so forth, and there we are throughout many years of this. And then, as you may know, then religion was eventually made. Then Christians and the Romans fucked up the Egyptian religion and edited it to their behance, and therefore we have what is now called Christianity, which is all fucking everything up. And so now we have these extremists and a falsified religion. And so what needs to be spread is we are actually God. We are God. We are Jesus. We are the original religion. The original religion of the Egyptians spoke of this. We are just from a different dimension. And because we have no memory of it, a lot of people deny it, and that's fine. They can be blind, they can be dogmatic, they can be all sorts of bigotry. But we are just a soul that temporarily inhabits a body.